Hello everybody. So it has been a while since I've actually sat down to have a small chit chat with you guys, and I'm thinking today's video is also going to be very short because I just want to sort of like do a stock taking on some of the goals I set out for myself at the beginning of the year. So it's October and we basically have just 2 months. You could even say 1 month because November is just next week, but we basically have 2 months to the end of the year, and I just want to sort of like give accountability for some of the things I set out for myself at the beginning of the year, to see if I've achieved some of them. If I haven't, what am I doing about it, and will I push this on to next year? But yeah, that's basically what this video is going to be about. Also, before I delve into today's topic, I just want to give a shout out to Carol of Missouri Woman. I got this beautiful dress from her, and then these tassel earrings I'm wearing, if you can see them, these I got from Jay's Accessories. You guys already know I get most of my stuff from her. So that's just my small OOTD. Yeah, so we'll get right into the video. So I have my trusted notebook here with me where I jotted down some of the things. There are 8. I categorized them into 8 goals for this year, and just give you guys feedback, to give you guys the lowdown on basically how far I went. Yeah, so we'll start the video. So the first thing I wanted to focus on this year was my career. Like I said, the job I'm at the moment, I've been there for 5 years, and I remember when I started, I gave myself a target of 5 years, and basically I'm more or less in with the 5 years. Looking for something better right now, trying to, you know, move up in my career, and maybe that's also one of the reasons why I've been a bit quiet on this space. Yeah, but I'm also not negligent of the fact that I did get a small position boost in the middle of the year, which was, I think it became official in June. I got a change in my position title, which looks good on my CV, which will help to sell me when I send out my applications. So I have to say I've managed somehow, somewhere this year to move a step further up the ladder in my career. Yeah, so of course I'm still aiming for something better, and also if I could give a lot more of my creativity to my channel or to my social media, I'm pretty sure even on that end I would be able to see some growth and some positivity coming my way. But I guess it's one step at a time. But I have to say, via work, I'm not mad. I'm not mad with where I'm at right now. So second category was health. As most of you know, probably beginning of the year, I experienced a few challenges and a few issues here and there concerning my health, but at least I'm glad I managed to safely go through that. And you know, that experience also led to me changing a few things about my lifestyle, basically what I eat, what I drink. I got into this juicing diet, I got into intermittent fasting, and with all these changes in what I take into my body, I've been able to be stable, more or less. Yes, I'm not really doing badly per se. No, I don't think I'm really doing badly. I could be doing better in that department, but I'm grateful for the gift of life. I'm grateful for the fact that you know, I still have my limbs. I can still do some of the basic things that I would need to get around. So I would say we're not doing bad in that department. Yeah. Third point is relationships. And when I talk about relationships, it's not just relationships in the sense of my marriage, but also relationships with friends, with my colleagues at work, with basically everything around me. I think this year I have been more deliberate, and I mentioned it actually at the beginning of the year when I set out these goals for myself. I have been deliberate in my relationships this year, especially with friends. I've made time to see some friends of mine, and of course these are friends who equally accord me that same what can I say, like that same space of wanting to spend time with me, of wanting to see me. So it's been reciprocal on both ends, and I have to say some of my friendships have gotten stronger. When it comes to my relationship with my husband, yes, I think we're also still on a journey of you know, learning someone. It never stops, it never ends, irrespective of how long you've been with a person. So it hasn't been bad. It hasn't. I don't think it's been bad. I think it's been an upward trajectory, which that's more or less the direction I would rather take than just staying in limbo and doing basically nothing about it. So I'm happy with where my relationships are at, where some of my friendships are at right now. I'm communicating with my friends. I try to check in on them. Yeah, I really put in the effort. I've tried to put in the effort, so I think that's a plus on my list. The fourth category was money. This one is quite tricky, because with the 2 months left to the end of the year, I'm actually not where I want to be when it comes to money. And that isn't to say that I've spent my money on you know, stuff like buying clothes, buying shoes. Well, I have bought a couple of that stuff, but you know, you can have money and then have this big plan that you have for it, and then, you know, life just hits you. Unplanned issues just come at you, and when they come at you, they come with this force and this fire that you didn't foresee, or you know, you can't hold back. So I'm not where I want to be money wise. I'm not where I want to be with a target I set for myself at the beginning of the year, but at the same time I'm grateful that I do have a source of income, at least for the moment, to get me through the different months, to get me through life. And I'm really hoping to have a better hang of things at least by the end of the year, because you know, I just have so many projects that I want to get done next year that will need, you know, to factor in the issue of money. So I need to be better. That's basically what I'm trying to say. I need to be better. I'm good at budgeting and how I use my money, but I could do better and I could be better. So that's a goal which we're going to improve on next year, because it's definitely going to be pushed into next year. Category number 5 is public service, and I haven't slacked on this. I'm actually proud of myself when it comes to the issue of public service. And how have I done that? Well, I've been donating quite a couple of items to the church that I go to, contributing money here and there to people who I need, to people who have issues. So whereas I might not have physically, you know, engaged in activities that speak to, you know, service, I think I've played a role in my own way on my end. And you know, so I think public service doesn't only stop at, you know, giving physical things, but I think it also translates into prayer. You know, before you go to bed at night, do you say a prayer for someone out there, for a stranger out there who could be having, you know, the worst day of their lives, you know, someone who has lost hope, someone who has lost faith? When you say just that small prayer and call upon God, you know, to look down on with favor on such people or on such a person, I believe it goes way deeper, because now this is something that's in the spiritual realm. So in my opinion, I think it might even do better than physically giving or like physically being there. I don't know if that makes sense, but yes, that's what I would say in regards to this goal of public service here. The 6th goal was self. Sorry. And when it comes to self, we're talking about self-love, you know, developing oneself, you know, because they say you have to change. I think you have to better yourself. You have to take time out for yourself. Love yourself. I don't know, do I think you guys get that picture. I don't know how best to put it, but I don't think I've done this well this year. I don't think I've dedicated enough time to myself to discover who I am, to love myself, to spend time with myself. I haven't done this. I haven't done a good job of this for myself. So this is also a goal that I guess I will push to next year. But I do hope and I pray that I will be able to do something about this next year. I hope so. I really do, because I want to, and I guess I will. I need to tell that to myself. I need to make that promise to myself that I'll dedicate time and take better care of myself. Then goal number 7 was pleasure. And when we talk about pleasure, what do you do for fun? What do you do, I don't know, like what are those things you do that just give you that high in life? Now, one of the things I enjoy doing is actually reading novels, and I'm so proud of myself that this year I actually I bought myself 3. Yes, I bought myself 3 books. I reviewed them in the video that I made at the beginning of the year, and I read all those books, and then I even got some other books from my cousin. But I have to say, the book that stood out for me and the book that I quite enjoyed, and every other person I've I've come across that has read that book has enjoyed it as much as I have, and this is Homegoing, and the author is called Ya Jassy. I hope that's how she spells it. But this book is it's profound. You know, you study about the slave trade and all that stuff in history in high school, but they don't personalize those stories the way this book brought that out. It just, you know, I could picture myself in such a scenario, and the fact that, you know, everything comes back full circle, it just lets you know that in one or another, life has a way of coming back full circle. Life has a way of making things make sense. The book was just amazing anyway, and it was one of my pleasurable reads this so far, because I haven't ended so far. And also because short novel called Drunk, I enjoyed it. I got mad at the end because well, for those who haven't read the book, I don't want to spoil it for you, but you know because if you read Biko's blog, Biko Zulu, he has a way of tugging at your strings, like it's like he reels you in. Before you know it, you're hooked, and then, you know, something just happens that it breaks you, it shocks you. And I didn't see this coming in his book. I didn't see it coming. And the other thing I like about his writing is he has a way of tying it to real life stories. He'll change things here and there, but when you know that, you know, it has a real life implication behind it, when you know that the story is, he humanizes his stories. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So once you get a feel of that humanity, then I think the book will speak to you. Or okay, if you are an ardent reader like I am, books, I tend to look at books as like a portion of humanity, so they really speak to me. I really go deep into them. But I would say that is what I have done for pleasure so far, reading those books, and also keeping my promise to myself that I would read a couple of books this year. So I think that's also a win in my books. All right, then last but not least, my last goal was family. So this was spending time with my family, so my parents, my cousins. I would say I've spent a lot more time with my parents. we're so tight, we're so close. It's crazy. We are just like my friends, like my best friends. I tell them anything. When I get good news, I just share it with them. And you know, I say this over and over again in my videos, but I thank God every passing day for my parents. I thank God that I have that kind of relationship I have with my parents, and I'm glad we have built the kind of bond we have right now. And of course my siblings as well. I try to talk to them as often as I can. There's a brother of mine who is not in the country, and you know, sometimes I do miss him, but you know, we try to make do with what we can. We communicate, and I want to speak into the universe, because I have learned the power of speaking into the universe, of shooting your shot, as they say. And I'm going to throw this out there. But next year is going to be a year of travel for me. I need to travel. I need to see you know, some of my family that I haven't seen in quite a number of years, like my brother. I need to see the world. I need to visit different countries. I need for my mind to be blown away by, you know, different sights and sounds. So I am shooting my shot. I hope we can come back to this video next year when I am actually doing what I'm saying I want to be done. I pray that this comes to pass. But that aside, those were my goals for this year that I thought I would you know, give you some feedback on where I'm at, where I've reached with them, what I intend to carry on to the next year, what I intend to continue doing, what I want to do better before the year ends. And I must say we're not doing badly. I don't think we're doing badly, yeah. But this brings us to the end of this video. I really hope you've enjoyed having this small sit down with me to hear me ramble on and on and on. But I hope you pick a thing or two from it. If not anything else, just pick what can be helpful to you, and you know, you could apply the same to yourself. Who knows? Life is for the taking. Yeah, but once again, I thank you guys for watching my video and for subscribing to my channel, and I guess I will see you in my next video. Thank you, and bye.